Hello, dear students. Now, this lesson is about a fable example. As I promised in the previous video, we are going to apply all the elements of writing fables on this example. First of all, we are going to read with each other this essay that is written as an example of a fable writing. Please, you have to make a pause for the video and give yourself a chance in order to read the first part of this story. And now, after pausing, we will read it aloud. This is a first part, and then we will move to the second part. The city mouse and the country mouse. A country mouse invited his cousin who lived in the city to come visit him. The city mouse was so disappointed with the sparse meal, which was nothing more than a few kernels of corn and a couple of dried berries. "My poor cousin," said the city mouse, "you hardly have anything to eat. I do believe that an ant could eat better. Please do come to the city and visit me, and I will show you such rich feasts readily available for the taking." So the country mouse left with his city cousin, who brought him to a splendid feast in the city's alley. The country mouse couldn't believe his eyes. He had never seen so much food in one place. There was bread, cheese, fruit, cereals, and grains of all sorts scattered about in a warm, cozy portion of the alley. Now, let's start to explain this part. As in the other slide, we have the rest of this story. In the beginning, in the first paragraph, you have already the characters that were introduced to you: a country mouse and his cousin, city mouse. Now, of course, the country mouse invited his cousin to come and visit him and to have some fun and to eat with him. On the other side, the city mouse was so disappointed with the sparse meal. Now, if you just think about the meaning of this word, you will figure out the meaning through the context. Because if you complete the rest of the sentence, you will find that he said, which was nothing more than a few kernels of corn and a couple of dried berries. It means that this is very small amount, very small portion of food. So I have here the characters and the place. Then you have a conversation in the second paragraph. "My poor cousin," said the city mouse, "you hardly have anything to eat. I do believe that an ant could eat better. Please do come to the city and visit me, and I will show you such rich feasts readily available for the taking." Now, rich feasts, it means that as if that it's like open buffet, has a lot and a lot of rich meals and types of dishes and food. And he gave already an example in the third paragraph when he said bread, cheese, fruit, cereals, and so on. So here it's very important to describe the characters, describe the place, and also to describe with a lot of adjectives as it is shown in front of you. Let's go to the second part. And now you can make a pause again in order to give yourself a chance to read it, and then we will read it with each other. Start to read it. And now, after backing to our session, let's start to read with each other. The two mice settled down to eat their wonderful dinner. But before they barely took their first bites, a cat approached their dining area. The two mice scampered away and hid in a small, uncomfortable hole until the cat left. Finally, it was quiet, and the unwelcome visitor went to prowl somewhere else. The two mice ventured out of the hole and resumed their abundant feast. Before they could get a proper taste in their mouth, another visitor intruded on their dinner, and the two little mice had to scuttle away quickly. "Goodbye," said the country mouse. "You do, indeed, live in a plentiful city, but I'm going home where I can enjoy my dinner in peace." This is the end of the story. And now, can you guess the moral lesson that you could gain after reading this example? Yes, it's written here. I wrote it to you at the bottom. Modest life with peace and quiet is better than richly one with danger and strife. Actually, in the second part of our story, here you will find, starting from the two mice settled down till the end of the paragraph to scuttle away quickly, here you can find the problem and how they got into trouble in chronological order. When they started eating the dinner, and they have an intruder. Intruder means an unwelcoming visitor who came up and finally got into the same dining room in order to eat their dinner. And this is actually the cat. And then finally, when he said, "Goodbye," said the country mouse, "You do indeed live in a plentiful city. The city that is very bright, colorful, very lively one, has a lot of meals, big feast, and so on." But actually, the mouse, the country mouse, found that it's much better to go to his country, okay, and start to eat his dinner in peace, even if it's not a feast, okay, but it's much better than to have a lot of intruders and visitors and not to let him eat his meal well. This is exactly the way of how can you write. It's very simple, very easy, very simple way to write your characters here in the beginning, as you found. Okay, starting from the beginning, the country mouse, introducing here the characters, setting, and then you have the dialogues that were already shown in My Poor Cousin, okay, said the city mouse. And then you have also the description of each noun with an adjective before it, like for example, in the third paragraph, there was bread, cheese, fruit, cereals of all sorts scattered about in a warm, cozy portion of the alley. Okay? And then here you will find the problem and how it was solved by a moral lesson at the end. So by that way, all the elements of writing is written and is covered with a moral lesson that you can be satisfied with your place, that you will never ever find a peaceful place like it. This is exactly what is the message gained at the end of this story. Now, please don't forget to find the attached file for this example and for the homework as well. Till we meet again, I'd like to say thank you for every one of you. Have a great day.